NCN usage techniques and concepts. A reason you might want to acquire and register your native credit number, NCN, with the IRS is to take advantage of adding the native credit number, NCN profile, onto an LLC as a personal guarantor. Building personal and business credit at the same time will allow you to double your borrowing power while building a successful business and being protected from any controversy at the same time. Keep in mind a few important legal positions you already poses. In common law, it is legal to start calling the entity that is you anything you like, at any time, any day of the week, at any point in your living life cycle. It's true. You own you. You can call yourself whatever you like. Is filing my name change in court required? Not in most states, but it's helpful. Common law allows you to legally change your name simply through usage. You can choose a name and just start using it in social settings and in your business. This can be a completely legal name change. Moreover, you can establish a common law copyright with your new name that can be defended in the state or jurisdiction you live in. Registering your profile with the IRS is the next level of protection on your native credit number, NCN profile, if you ever need to use it for property, interest-bearing bank accounts, businesses, or verification. Also, this process increases your public record significantly. You have universal, international, and unlimited rights to contract as a living, breathing human being. We recommend registering your native credit number, NCN, with IRS, so as to make sure you are legally registering the number AKAA, the juristic person, as a trade name in commerce, to avoid any issues down the road and establish separation between the human, you, and the fictional entity. You will have incorporated your name with the native credit number, NCN, number trade name, and established separation from the fictitious entity and the human, you, to limit your personal liability in privacy file management. Your EIN allows you the ability to pay taxes on any interest or earnings that you've made under your native credit number, NCN. You will not merge your native credit number, NCN, file data with your IRS registration data for future third-party account registrations. Sleep well knowing that you're keeping things legal and lawful. Supreme Court ruling: no corporate jurisdiction over the natural man. Supreme Court of the United States, Sen. 95. Inasmuch as every government is an artificial person, an abstraction, and a creature of the mind only, a government can interface only with other artificial persons. The imaginary, having neither actuality nor substance, is foreclosed from creating and attaining parity with the tangible. The legal manifestation of this is that no government, as well as any law, agency, aspect, court, etc., can concern itself with anything other than corporate, artificial persons, and the contracts between them. SCR 1795, 3 U.S. 54, 1 LEE 57, 3 Del 54. When we decide to understand the power of the natural living being in this plane of existence, we can better find the appropriate posture to deal with the corporate fictions that present themselves to us for consideration. Inasmuch as it is important to stay honorable in one's contracts, it is altogether another to allow one to be taken advantage of by monetary widgets of any system of contract management. You need to have a document that produces legal standing for you, showing the separation from your human, living, breathing self and the fictitious credit partner you engage with in commerce as you contract publicly. When you register your credit privacy file with the IRS as a credit partner, it establishes a lawful standing via syntax of the relationship between the human partners, fictitious entity that is doing business. Your credit partner, all caps trade, name John Smith, and native credit number, NCN 12345 6789, will be registered to legally do business in commerce producing separation in contracts. Additionally, when registering your native credit number, NCN, with the IRS, you establish a first mover position on your trade name, native credit number, NCN, which supports all your contracts publicly. The chances of you needing to produce your IRS native credit number, NCN, registration document, and explain the context with which your trade names have been published is nil with your typical paper pusher. If you are planning to build a business on your native credit number, NCN profile, or deal in large cash or balance transfer transactions, then yes, you want to register your native credit number, NCN, with the IRS. If you are looking to rent an apartment or get an automobile, you may think, no big deal, maybe I don't need to register my name/number. However, we tend to think about things to go right and not when they go wrong. Would you like to have legal standing and separation on the apartment lease or auto loan in the event of a flood or accident? IRS, native credit number, NCN, registration service fee. With us is very cheap legal insurance. Disclosing Social Security numbers, A1. It shall be unlawful for any federal, state, or local government agency to deny to any individual any right, benefit, or privilege provided by law because of such individual's refusal to disclose his Social Security account number. Enacted by the 93rd United States Congress. Effective December 31st, 1974. Citations: Public Law 93 to 879, Statutes at Large 88. Stat 1896, Codification. Acts amended. Administrative Procedure. Act Freedom of Information. Act titles amended 5 U.S.C. Government Organization and Employees USC. Sections created 5 U.S.C. Cheech 5, Series 55Q A. Legislative History, introduced in the Senate as S3418 by Samuel Ervin Jr. He, D.E., on May 1, 1974. Committee consideration by Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs passed the Senate on November 21, 1974, 74-9. Passed the House on December 11, 1974. Passed provisions of H.R. 1-373 with amendment. Senate agreed to House amendment on December 17, 1974, 7728. With further amendment, House agreed to Senate amendment on December 18, 1974, agreed. Signed into law by President Gerald R. Ford on December 31, 1974. There are only 4 instances where a Social Security number may be demanded. 1. For tax matters, make sure to get non-interest-bearing checking account. 2. To receive public assistance. 3. To obtain and use a driver's license. 4. To register a motor vehicle. Hopefully, this provided helpful information that will assist in your native credit journey.